Good evening, family. This is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, here to invite you to my latest masterclass. Last year, in 2020, September, we did something called the University of You. A masterclass, 4 days long, 4 modules, but it was just me. This year, we're doing something totally different because I want this to be more impactful. This year, we're doing Come to Jesus. What do you mean, come to Jesus? Well, it's quite simple. You've heard of having a come to Jesus moment. Well, now I'm going to teach you how to confront your darkness, your demons, your trauma, your unhealed hurt. Come to Jesus. We're going to teach you how to confront all of those things that inhibit the quality of your relationships. 4 days, 4 modules. We're going to cover emotional sobriety. We're going to cover generational curses. We're even going to cover finances and how to deal with transactional love while living in a transactional society. This is going to be a haymaker of a class, of a course. I don't want you to miss it. So with that said, this is what you need to do. Go to cometomesus.com, put in the code ZOLIVE21, and you're gonna get 70% off. This is one of those things you get the whole family together, you guys sit down and you watch it. It's like devotion. I remember Big Mama used to do devotion when we were young. This is like devotion, man. We're gonna introduce you guys to an African spiritualist. We're gonna introduce you guys to a couple of psychotherapists. It's a big deal. Don't miss it. cometomesus.com. I believe 2 people, or people in general, have 2 separate lighthouses. Now, if we look at light in terms of the frequencies and the bandwidth, what is considered visible light is a very small spectrum. What's a wider spectrum is invisible light. What is invisible light? Ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays. This is light radiation that can't be perceived by the human eye. The metaphor is quite simple. Everybody is a lighthouse that's calling relationships to them, to the shores of their soul, to be reconciled. But you also have a dark lighthouse that works in the same way that the visible lighthouse does. That dark lighthouse is what you haven't healed. That's also calling people into your life so it can be reconciled, so it can be turned into what I call a visible light.
Don't be this guy. Raise your drive and libido. It's time to man up with X-Wolf. Boost your testosterone levels to help decrease your body fat percentage and increase lean muscle mass gains. Boost your stamina and blood flow for those tough workouts. And these workouts also. Go to xlabsubs.com to find out more.
Man, when I see that dude, I get happy, man. Shit. Come on, man. That's my guy right there. Oh, shit. Here this motherfucker come. Right, what the hell I got to deal with now, right?
Y'all know we live, right?
Hey, what's happening? My homeboy Bobby just getting fitted.
Oh, you think it's gonna change just because we live?
No, sir.
Tell her what it is, Bobby. Shit.
Why are you talking shit when you just got here?
So,
shit before I got here.
And gon' talk shit on the way out this motherfucker. Wherever we got to go, we gonna talk a little shit.
Oh boy.
What's up, big bro?
Man, always, man.
Hey, you know Michael Colyar finna join us.
Oh man, that's even more gravy.
Yeah, man, you know how we do. Listen, before we even get into today's topic, let me just promote everything I gotta promote. Can I tell you how amazing Module 1 from the Come to Mesus Masterclass was?
Oh.
See,
Not doing it, man.
that's the thing that bothered me, man. In Hollywood, what I've learned is you're not gonna get nowhere in Hollywood unless you put out in some kind of way. Or there's one or two ways. You either putting out or you got some real solid relationships. It's one or two ways. If you don't know the right people, I had this one dude tell me he was running this magazine. And he said, man, I don't know if my gardener is the dopest MC I've never heard, but I don't know him in that capacity. So I would never ask. So it's relationships, man. Relationships in Hollywood, or you got to put out. It's one of the two. Because it's rare that you find just a super talent that everybody go, all right, we're going to respect this person's talent and this person's growth. Let me tell you something. Halle Berry's a talented actress. But the word on the street is something had to go down in order for her to get that opportunity. I'm just saying. I don't really know.
My Lord.
But that's the word on the street. I'm just saying, talent ain't enough. You got to have connections. So, man, when I tell you, when we put this master class together, my relationship with one of the world's most renowned therapists, right? The psychotherapist, the brother's name is, and I call him a brother, because he's a lot like Jerry West, Bobby. The way he talk that real shit. He don't mince it up, he don't chop it up, he don't play with you. He keep it 1,000.
Why is it not going back?
Dr. Alan Berger did, was your mic on? I love it. Make sure that mic on. He did emotional sobriety yesterday and tore everybody's face off. Let me tell you right now, the master class is still available. If you haven't signed up, you should sign up. And I'm telling you right now, we had a lot of people in there. And I will say this, let me give out props and shouts to the people who signed up. You guys did way better this year than you did last year. Last year I was getting emails every 5 minutes. Hey, I don't know how to sign in. Hey, where's the code? And who set this up? And I done forgot my email. What email did I use? Can you tell me what? I said, well, God damn. This year, damn near everybody showed up to Module 1. We had a few people straggling. Listen, read them emails. I'm going to make it real clear. 15 minutes before the show, you're going to get an email. Right? In that email is the link to the Zoom. You get that Zoom, you're in. Now, after the live is done, it takes about an hour, then it uploads automatically to Teachable. Now, Teachable is an app on your phone that allows you forever, as long as you remember your email and password, forever you can sign in and look at this stuff. Now, what you can do, if you got a phone, an iPhone or Android or whatever, you can mirror it to your TV and watch it. When I tell you, man, Dr. Berger showed out. He had 55 slides on emotional sobriety. We got through about 20 of them. But what he did was sent us all of the slides, and now those slides are in your toolbox. I'm going to tell you right now, go to ComeToMesus.com. Yes, we're teaching people how to confront themselves, how to have a Mesus moment instead of a Jesus moment. That man said last night, we are all victims of victims. He said expectations are, the way he said it was so cold, I forgot. He said expectations are premeditated disappointments or some expectations are premeditated disappointments. You gonna be disappointed because ain't nobody gonna always come through and fulfill them damn expectations, especially if they're unrealistic, man. That man dropped so much science in 2 hours, it was crazy. Sign up right now. We need 5 people to sign up right now. Go to ComeToMesus.com. Once you go to ComeToMesus.com, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to put in the code, ZoLive21. Somebody said, into me, see. Yep, intimacy. See into me, intimacy. He was dropping bangers, dude. And it was fire. And tomorrow at 3 p.m. is Module 2. I got another psychotherapist by the name of Mayumi McKinley. I don't want to give out her hood name. Mayumi McKinley. She got 15 years. She cold, man. Zo Live 21, not Zone. Zo Live. Put that up so people can see it. Zo Live 21. All caps. It was crazy though. It was fire. All right, Total Package Energy.
Bobby trying to log in right now.
You already know what I got. I'm on this Total Package Energy, vitamin C, B12, pea protein, the energy shot. I'm on all of it. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Buy out all of their inventory. TotalPackageEnergy.com. Been supporting them for 6 years. If you haven't, and you've been watching this show, I don't know what to say. All right, you saw X-Wolf. For guys like me and Bobby, I got an AARP card, Bobby.
Oh, Lord. My Lord.
I was like, how did these niggas find me, man? I ain't even got the same address. How niggas find me, dog? They found me and said, hey, boy, we know you had a birthday a few months ago. Come on, get some of these old people benefits. Listen, X-Wolf.
Oh, that's X-Wolf. I'm sorry. I'm putting on Zemo. Excuse me.
X-Wolf is Nugenics, but it's a black company. Instead of giving your money to GNC, why not give it to a black company? Right? You get over 30 years old, that testosterone dip. Don't act like it don't dip. You get that foggy brain, you be like, what is that? X-Wolf, it's got Panax ginseng in it. It's got maca root powder in it. It's got all Tankadali. Got a bunch of herbs in it. It's good for you, man. It's a black-owned business. Support them. Go to xlabssups.com. Also, the Shrouded Lighthouse is done.
Hey.
The Shrouded, my book is done. There it is right there. You better pre-order your copy right now because I'm telling you right now, I'm only printing up 2,000. So what that means is once they're printed up and sold out, I'm not reprinting. So this is a rare book. It's rare right off the top. You better get it right now. TheShroudedLighthouse.com. What else do I have to H-report. H-news.report. This is the Black Al Jazeera, right? This is where I get a lot of my stories from. And I got stories for you today, Bobby. Oh, I got to hear Bobby's opinion on a lot of things today. And I'm going to get out your way, Bobby. I'm going to give you a wide berth, Bobby, so you can do what you got to do, brother.
Bobby.
Hey, man, Bobby is in the building. Please support that. Now, let's get right to it. Bobby, last week we talked about something that was strange. And I think younger cats don't really know how to process it. I'm a little younger than you, but from my generation, this is just out weird. And I don't know how to process it. And then how do I speak to these young men who are growing up trying to figure it out too? They got different ideas, Bobby. There was a U.S., I guess he was Special Forces.
Uh-huh.
Look at it, Bobby. There it is right there. Worldwide controversy after transgender fighter wins big against a woman. Now, this dude is U.S. Forces trained, Bobby. Turned into a woman, and now he fighting women. The team from the H-report said this is legalized domestic abuse because he beat the Kool-Aid out of this lady he was fighting, and he's not biologically a woman. Bobby, can we speak on that?
As soon as I catch my breath. I have mixed emotions about the outcome of that because a lot of it falls on women for not understanding that you should never put yourself in a position to fail. Biologically, genetically, you're not the same as a man.
No.
And I mean, you can put all the lipstick on that pig you want to, it's still a pig.
Oh, Lord.
And so, if you're a man, biologically a man, and you will remain biologically a man until they throw the dirt in your face. Now, whatever transformations you decide to go through, in the nation that we live in, they allow for that. But genetically and biologically, that is an absolute mismatch. And it will always be a mismatch.
Always. Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Let me put it this way. The great Satchel Paige said, you got to play in the uniform you was issued.
Play in the uniform you was issued. That's what Bobby told you. You better take this advice, young men. Play in the uniform you was issued. Now, Bobby, let me say this. Do you think that the women's rights movement, who push a lot of this stuff, will take that lady's ass beating as a sign of progress? Like, we making progress. Almost like now girls can come into the boys club, right? Remember the boys club? Couldn't no girls come into the boys club? And damn sure no boys could go into the girls club. You remember that now. They had security that kept niggas like me and you out of the girls club. So will they see this as a victory? Say, yeah, you got your ass beat, but that's one step further in the progress of women. What do you think of that?
Well, if it's one step further in the progress of the new form of women, then you can call it what you want to call it.
Yes, come on in, brother. We just getting started.
Hold on. Hey, stop the cameras, cause this man sharper than a mother-in-law's tongue.
How you doing, man?
Boy.
You gotta sit down and give us 5 minutes.
Okay.
Damn, well, you done blinded us with all that.
I ain't really dressed for a photo op.
Y'all set my brother Mike up, man.
Oh my goodness. This is
5 minutes, so that's all I got.
5 minutes.
well,
That's
turn him
all I
up.
need.
Well, turn him up. Turn him
Love
up.
your hair.
Turn him up. Turn him up, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
Talking about, anyway,
Oh,
see it?
Lord.
transgender fighting.
Yeah, fighting a woman, beat up a woman.
Oh,
Now, all I'm saying is, from our generation, Mike, we're gonna give you the flow for 5 minutes.
okay.
It's yours,
From
boy.
our generation, bruh.
Women want to be involved, don't they?
That's what I said. Is
On
even though
every level of play field, they want to be involved.
they want to be involved. Now, this guy was trained. He's U.S. Special Forces. Trained and then turned into a woman, and then fought a real woman and beat the snot out of her.
Oh, those two pictures are the same person?
That's the same person.
Oh. So he was a fella,
He was a fella.
then he turned to a girl
Girl.
to fight girls.
Yes.
That just sounds like a shortcut to victory. You know, if you ask me. You know, I mean, it ain't even up to us. It's not like we make a decision. God has made our bodies different. God has made our physical structures different. This is a scientific fact. This ain't something we making up or something we saying.
Right.
We know that men's bones and structure is stronger than a woman's.
Yeah.
It's just made different. You know, so
More
that's why he
testosterone.
cheated.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting a man as a man, he become a woman so he can fight a woman, although he still has the physical structure of a man. So he don't really count. You can't really, no, that one you can't count, because that right there, he cheating.
He cheating.
Oh, he cheating. He trying to take a shortcut
Where
to
the
victory.
next girl at?
That's a shortcut to victory.
Right. Who I fight next? Right?
See, oh man, that's cold.
That's
cold.
And what I posed to Bobby when you walked in, I said, now the women's right movement, they might feel like this is a win for them, because for women, like you said, they want to be involved in everything. They'll let her get beat up by what was once a man just to say now we're progressive. We're moving ahead.
I don't think so. I'd like to have one of those women come in and ask them their opinion. I don't think so. I think they think that men who change to be women and then get in sports, I think they're cheating. I mean, just like they even doing a thing, they're talking about women running, you know, women becoming men, they're transgender, they're men now, and they should be in sports with other women. How is that fair? When we have a different physical structure. So it's not about our prejudice, our sexual prejudice, about what somebody should be or not be. We just talking about common sense physiology.
Right.
Anybody, this is scientific stuff, you know, that a man's fist is like this, a lady's fist like that.
Right.
How is it fair?
Right.
You know, the structure of a man's thighs. He's going to be able to run more powerfully, and he's going to be able to wrestle better.
Yeah.
So he's got all that going on. I mean, I ain't impressed by him. He cheating.
He cheating.
He cheating. Not impressed, sir. Ma'am, I don't even know what to call you now. I'm not impressed.
How do you navigate that? Because we live in a new world. What was once a dude now wants you to call him Becky?
But you have to comply with that.
But
A
that's what I
person
wanna
gets
know.
to be whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
So if Fred wants to be Becky, then you should call Fred Becky. And you know, and don't try to talk nobody into your way of lifestyle. That's your lifestyle, your lifestyle.
You Becky now.
Now, you might not want to date Becky, but you still got to call Becky Becky. Otherwise, you're the one that's breaking the rule, but that has nothing to do with a physical contest between two entities. If one is genetically male and is battling a person who's genetically female, that's not. It's just not fair. Yeah. It's just, I think it would be fair if the genetic male is barehanded and the genetic female has a baseball bat. Otherwise, otherwise it's cheating.
Or he changed into a woman. He's still biologically a man. Let him fight men.
But he can't once he changed into being a woman. So
Well,
he should
a
have to
better
fight
statement?
other transgendered women. That's fair.
That's fair.
That's
Okay,
fair. Other
that's fair.
transgender women, then that's fair.
Transgender MMA.
There it is. Now that could be big.
Hey,
We need to jump on that. We need to jump on that. I got a couple of dollars I put on that. We need to do that. We're gonna rake in the money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be. And we joking, but somebody else hear this who got a couple of $100,000. They gonna put that
gonna do
together.
it. Yeah.
Me and you gonna be sitting here mad as hell in about a month when we see transgender MMA and they making all the money, got all the stuff. We sitting there, man. We thought about it first.
Damn it.
You know, every time somebody have a thought, 300 people has that same thought.
Really?
And the difference between those 300 people and the one who actually succeeds is that person takes constant action every day towards that thought. So they have the thought, and every day they spend a little bit more time getting towards it, and formulating, coming up with the idea, writing out what the title of it's going to be, getting business cards, gathering their friends, talking about the business, trying to find investors. You look up a year later, they doing the shit that you was joking about,
And they
now,
serious.
Now you mad.
Now you mad. Brother, where can they find you? How do they support you?
Oh, they can't find me. I'm hiding this shit. It's on my mask. You know, first of all, I have a morning show, a fabulous morning show called the Michael Kai Morning Show. It's 5 days a week. It comes on 7 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. But you don't have to watch it in the morning. You can watch it anytime, day or night. Just go on YouTube, put in the Michael Kai Morning Show.
Subscribe, y'all.
You gotta subscribe. This chicken is very popular. He is on the show. Also, you can follow me on my Instagram to get all the information you want, just under my name, Michael Colyar, Colyar. Or if you're really a fan, you can follow me on my Cash App. That's $, Michael Colyar's money.
Down, right?
Thank you, man. Thanks for letting me jump in for a minute. You know I love you, man.
Are you going to be doing any shows locally?
You know, funny you should mention that. October 8th and 9th, I'm doing the J Spot.
The J Spot.
And I'm doing
The
4
J
shows,
Spot.
2
It's
Fridays,
back
2
open?
Saturdays. Oh, it's back open, brother.
I'll be there.
It's back open,
Mike,
2 Fridays
I'll
and
be
2
there.
Saturdays. Yes, you
So-
were there with me when they did the grand open not long ago. And so, yeah, so you know they there. They there. October 8th and 9th.
October 8th.
2 on the 8th, 2 on the 9th. You have 4 opportunities to miss me. Also, go to my very sexy webpage called therealmichaelkai.com because I got all type of merchandise. I got t-shirts, I got buttons, I got 3 books I've written, I got fish sandwiches. Whatever you need, they're right there on therealmichaelkai.com webpage. And I thank y'all so much. Thank
We
you,
love
Clay.
you, brother.
Thank you.
Man,
We
good to
love
see
you,
you.
brother, man.
It's
We
good,
love
it's
you,
good to
fam.
see you, King.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Hey, man, you going to the cigar lounge afterwards? What you doing?
No. I'm gonna take myself to a fabulous dinner in Hollywood, man.
Oh, excuse
I'm
me.
treating myself.
Hey, man,
treating
come
me.
on.
You know, and then I'm gonna hit some
Too
comedy
much. Man,
spots.
look at this brother.
One of my
Hey,
kids, Josiah, and I call him one of my
My
kids. He
Lord.
came to my comedy class every 3 months. I do a comedy class, and he got in the class and he did so well. Plus, he's already funny, so he's getting work all over the country. And he's doing a comedy store tonight. So I'm gonna drop in and see him. I might jump up and do a little comedy. You know,
Okay.
I'm just living this life. A lot of people
Man.
are dying. You know,
Bro.
some people on a diet. I'm gonna live it, baby.
Yeah, live it. Diet.
See y'all later. Thank you for letting me have a little bit of this. Thank you.
That was a
You are
wonderful
gorgeous.
surprise.
Yeah, man.
Wonderful.
Take care. Y'all want this sound thing back?
He'll take it out.
Yeah.
Y'all want the microphone back?
Oh, boy.
Hey man, that's Michael Collier. Dog.
That's classic Chicago there, man.
You already know.
That's
He came
classic
in
Chicago.
suited and booted down to the teeth, man.
Lord have
Casket
mercy.
shop.
You understand? Bobby, he had some good points.
Well, the most important one he made, we had already echoed each other.
Yeah.
And we all come from a similar place in terms of the rudiments, all right? And the point he made about the thing that they need to consider is just because you cross the sexual line, then let's just create a lane for y'all.
Just a lane.
To
Your
compete.
own lane.
Yeah, so that it is competitive. Otherwise, you know, it's a stretch.
That makes sense, Bobby. Now I gotta hit you with this, Bobby. It was a flashback to slavery. What they doing to them damn Haitians.
What do you mean a flashback?
I mean, old school slavery on horses
Hold
with
up.
whips.
That's not a flashback.
Talk to me, Bobby.
They
Share.
still, man, they've been lynching and it's just been less of it and less publicity about it.
Right.
It hasn't stopped. You remember when they drugged that brother behind the truck a few years ago?
That's right.
It ain't been
What's
that
his
long
name?
ago.
James Bird Jr.
Yeah, it ain't been that long ago, man. Ain't nothing changed but the weather. And it's just done got worse. But what's really shocking is it happened under the administration that black folks have lumped themselves into exclusively. And again, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but this should wake some black people up to know that it doesn't matter who sits in the White House. If you don't advocate for people who look like you, then everybody gets the same seasoning. And it's bitter.
Do you think this could wake us up?
No.
Because after everything that has gone on, we some sleeping motherfuckers. now.
It's really not going to happen just out of that event, because what we have to do is not be motivated by another episode. What we have to do is not wait on the masses, because they're always going to be followers. And you know what happened to the followers? They join the sheep.
That's it.
And what happened to the sheep? They get sheared or they turn into goat pepper soup. That's truly, you know, what happens along the way.
Look at this, Bobby.
I've seen enough of it not to want to see any more of it.
Exactly.
You see? And it should not be surprising, because this is not the first time the Haitians have been turned away from America. This time it's just along the Mexican border. But when they tried to come through Cuba,
Oh yeah.
they turned them around.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is nothing new.
What
It
does
just,
America have against Haiti?
Tucson Overture.
Talk to him, Bobby. Somebody need a history lesson. That's
For,
why you're here.
for the uninitiated, Tucson Overture was one of the great generals of all time.
Amen.
And when that little midget came from France, what was his name?
Napoleon?
Yeah, that little midget came over here and got his drawers kicked up in his derriere, fooling around with Tucson.
Right.
And it upset the slave trade.
Right.
Because they had been successful just dropping them off all along the corridor of the Caribbean.
Right.
And when they got to Haiti, they ran into some problems, some serious problems. And as much as that should have been a celebration for all of the Caribbean, it made the ruling class from all of Europe and everywhere else say, you know what? We got to make sure this never happens again. And Haiti has been impoverished since Tucson Overture.
Haiti is the Floyd Mayweather of revolt. They ain't lost one revolt. They the Floyd Mayweather. They beat slavery. And these white folks ain't gonna never let them forget it, right?
Never,
They
ever.
ain't gonna never let them forget it.
Yeah, they the wildebeests of the Caribbean. Everybody eats off of them.
Right.
And so when you mention that situation and whether or not this episode will change anything, the only thing that's gonna change our condition is when enough of us continue, and it's consistent with the history of the world. You always think about the masses. The masses are waiting to be led. So it's not gonna come from a temporary outrage, because that's how long it's gonna last, temporarily. Cuba is a great example. They turned Castro back several times, and he never had more than a small cadre of people. But what they did was they coordinated themselves to the point where when they went to the masses, they had the story straight. And then the masses were able to embrace it because of the way it was presented to them. And it goes back to my old adage, you got to get a propaganda to the proper gooses. So as long as that message is controlled by the emotional aspect of that, as I look at those pictures, it's going to draw you in and it's going to make you furious. But it doesn't stimulate thought to the extent where you say, you know what, how do we get out of this situation?
Strategy, plan.
You see, you don't do that by lighting candles and starting another organization and all that old kind of stuff. You become strategic.
You know what's interesting? I've always been intrigued by Haiti and the stories that build up to their victory over Napoleon. And it's always mixed with African spirituality. In my opinion, when Haiti fell, did African spirituality fall as well and get replaced by Christianity?
That was one element of it, but it's far deeper than that, because the spirituality part of it, I can totally relate to, because the spirits keep you in harmony with the universe.
Yes, yeah, nature,
you see what I mean?
Planet.
And that's why it's so important to control the historical aspects of it, because what they did over time was they had people saying, oh, they're tree huggers. And then they made it almost demonic for you to have any connection to your environment.
Yeah.
Because to them, it's expendable.
Right.
I'm gonna build a high tower here. You see what I mean? I'm gonna replace this and we're gonna put this over here and move that over there. And all of a sudden, Mother Nature said, wait a minute, hold on. Let's see how this gonna work out. Because I'm gonna reorder this stuff at your expense. Now you done built all the way along the shoreline, and I'm gonna take all that back. Here come the water.
Here come the hurricanes, man.
Not just the water, it's the water.
Yeah?
The wind is really not your problem, it's that water.
Yes, Lord.
Bobby in here dropping jewels early, y'all. Y'all better respect the brother, man. Bobby.
As long as you do, man. Like I say, I'm out of the group thing to the extent where the reason I wanted to come by for a few minutes was to let you know that it's just putting together relationships and then allowing each other to breathe life into the other.
Right.
And you'd be amazed at the momentum you can gain from that.
Absolutely.
So I done gave up on the masses because they waiting on us to get our shit together. And it's not about having a leader. It's about having a methodology.
A method, a plan.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because it'll live longer than we will.
That's something you can pass down generations.
You got to do it.
Come on.
You got to do it. I mean, we had ancestral dynasties that were ruled for 500-600 years. The Malay Empire, the Songhai Empire, and it's because they passed it. They made it priority number one to always, soon as the babies were born, they began educating them to who they were and what their responsibilities were. And we're so far removed from that now that everybody's going in all kind of scattered directions. And as the Temptations sang so eloquently 50 years ago, it's a ball of confusion.
It's a ball of confusion. I love it, Bobby. I love it, man. So what do you have going? I know you got some podcasts. I know you got that one, Westward One was amazing.
It was,
Westward.
it is.
Yes, that was
because
powerful.
it's a couple of things that'll keep. The written word will keep. It's not gonna spoil. It'll keep. And now in the technical age, once you capture something, it will, it'll be around. So if you hadn't seen Westward, you can still see Westward. All 12 episodes.
Right now.
Right, and it's still fresh and dynamic. I just met yesterday at the Wildcard Gym, which is run by the legendary trainer Freddie Roach, which is where the co-host of my next project has been, that's his home base. His name is Victor Ortiz. For the people that don't remember the name, you remember the episode.
You remember that episode now.
He was fighting Floyd Mayweather for the welterweight champion of the world because at one time he was the WBC welterweight champion.
Right.
And in that fight, a lot of important things happened. One was he fought the only way that he knew how to fight, and it happens when you go up against a master.
When you go up against a master,
And
you
he got
get in survival
frustrated,
mode.
and he went outside the boundaries of the rules and started leading with his head exclusively. And he did it enough time that the referee finally had to stop the fight and penalize him.
Right.
And then he told him, fight. Victor realized he had, made a fool of himself, and he felt bad about it. Not that bad, but he felt bad. Because he finally got penalized, so he knew he couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
So he's apologizing to Floyd, and Floyd was like, didn't that man just say fight?
Wop, wop.
Put him to sleep. And that's when the other important stuff happened. Larry Merchant came in the ring
Larry Merchant, I remember this one.
and tore his ass.
Yeah.
And that was the last fight for Larry Merchant on HBO.
Really?
And it was the last fight on HBO because Al Heyman took his marbles and moved over to Showtime.
That's right.
Okay, and about a month later, I ran into Larry Merchant at a play that eventually became the movie.
This is why I asked Bobby, because he was
One
looking
night
to this
in
part.
Miami,
This is
right?
why I asked Bobby.
Okay. And the brother who did the play found out I knew Jim Brown. He asked me to bring Jim to the play. Jim couldn't make it, so I went. And lo and behold, there stands Larry Merchant. I couldn't believe my good luck. I've been waiting all my life for an opportunity to do something like this.
Right.
Especially when I sized him up, because he's a little bitty dude. You know.
Little?
Yeah, man. And old. And I walked up and said, you Larry Merchant? He said, yeah. He thought I wanted an autograph or something. I said, let me tell you something. First of all, man. You talking about whooping Floyd Mayweather, you lucky that I'm not about to slap shit out of you. And his partner was like, I said, yeah, you heard me, man. You can't whoop me, man. You had the nerve to go on television and tell Floyd Mayweather if you were 30 years younger, you would whoop his ass?
Man.
You son of a bitch. And then, people started coming over, right? And then his partner, wished him on the way. And I was just saying, man, I've been waiting all my life for an opportunity to let folks know that you might be big on that screen.
But you little in real life,
Hey,
boy.
man, this me and you on Pico now, partner.
Right.
You see what I mean? Yeah. We're on Pico right now, buddy. And so I use that as an example because you never know who people are until you actually meet them. Because that night, I thought the worst of Victor Ortiz. Because I didn't know Victor Ortiz.
Right.
And the show that we have put it, the show is still the same. It's called Counterpunch.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be in with the comedian Russell Peters.
Right.
And Russell ran into some women problems, and Lord, he ain't got out of that mess yet. And we had to shut it down. The pandemic started, so it just lay dormant for over a year. Right. And my business partner, Paul Cucciari, who again wrote the screenplay for the movie Cutthroat City, has been just, we've become very synergetic. What's
Don't worry about it.
Synergetic?
Synergetic, whatever.
Synergetic?
Anyway, we done blended. Okay, let's
Y'all
just break
good.
it down. Yeah, we done blended. Yeah, we done blended like a smoothie. You okay?
Blended like a smoothie.
Yeah.
Come on, Bobby.
And so he has been steadfast about creating opportunities for me to, gain momentum and a larger platform. And there's a guy named Jaime Ochoa, who I've met, huge in the brown community, because of what Al Heyman created, that saved boxing. I mean, you go to fights, most fights, with the exception of when Manny Pacquiao fighting, then it's that Filipino community.
Right.
It took me 8 hours to get to Vegas when he fought Ugas a few weeks ago.
Really?
Because all of Southern California drove to Las Vegas.
What?
They packed the T-Mobile Arena. There's 20,000 people in there, and 19,500 of them was Filipinos, man. Yeah, but outside of that, boxing exists today because of the brown population. And so we were looking for someone, and a couple other people that we wanted to work with weren't available, and someone mentioned Victor Ortiz and said, he's well respected in the brown community, and we reached out to him, and he's agreed to be the co-host of Counterpunch, with Victor Ortiz and Bobby Glanton Smith.
That's gonna be big.
We're
Bobby.
going into the studio next week, and I told him, I said, man, I'm gonna bring you to the hood, bro. You know, because we was at the gym yesterday, and I've learned so much about his struggle. And once we get past the difference, because he's a dark-skinned, they call them Latinos. I tell you, they something else.
That's
yeah,
what we
but
call
he got the Negro nose and all of that.
Afro-Latina?
And he good people, and we're going to be able to expand the dialogue, number one, and create a different example. There ain't gonna be no condescension. We're gonna talk about what's done happened.
Right.
And we'll do it in a favorable way. Because I already let him know. I said, man, when I saw you headbutting Floyd, man, and he knocked your ass out, I said, you got what you deserve. And he's willing to say, you know what, man, I went to school. Just like Canelo.
Yeah.
He took Canelo to school, remember?
Right to school.
Took him to school, you know. And it's pass or fail when you go to school, because every day is a school
Floyd,
day.
it's pass or fail.
And not just Floyd, life is pass or fail. Every day is a school day.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm excited about that. Tomorrow, I'm taking Jerry West to the studio for Terrell Owens' show.
Oh, yeah.
And that, again, is heartwarming because Terrell is an outcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he walked away from the Hall of Fame and said, I'm having my own ceremony.
I'm not coming.
Because y'all done played with me and this don't make no sense.
Right.
And so I didn't know how Jerry felt about it until T.O.'s partner, who's also attached to our company, Joy Road Entertainment, Matthew Hatchett, who played 10 years for the Minnesota Vikings. And he called me up.
Too.
Yeah. And so Matthew called me up and said, hey, man, you think Jerry would come on our show? And I said, all I can do is check. And so I called Jerry and he said, Terrell Owens? Yeah, I'll do the show. Mm. And I was like, Jerry real dude. He real dude.
You know, Bobby?
Because, you know, Terrell is outside the loop, you know, and I think that's going to be, you know, something very synergetic. And it'll give me a chance to spend some time with Jerry. I hadn't seen him in a while because last week was the 9th anniversary of the sudden death of my brother Dana Davis, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's just, again, we just have to become comfortable doing the things that reflect our humanity, our purpose, and our ultimate desire. And that is to, if you're conscious enough of what it means to be alive, the only thing that's more important is what do you leave behind? And you shouldn't have to wait till you my age to feel the sense of urgency about, you know, the footprints that you leave.
Bobby, please share some wisdom on this, brother. T.O. walked away from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because of how he was treated, you know.
And why he was treated.
And why he was treated the way he was treated.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a certain amount of testicular fortitude to say, damn, y'all. Is that missing in today's black man? To be able to do what T.O. did, is that missing? Is that an ingredient that we need? To be able to say, you know what? As long as I'm under your rule, under your thumb, you're going to be able to push me around and passive-aggressively punk me because I'm dependent on you. But he got to a point where he said, I'm not even going to participate. Is that an ingredient that is missing, or is that an ingredient that is still needed? Do we need to cultivate it? If so, how?
First of all, it's not missing, it's just not being exposed. Because the minute you stand on your own square, you become isolated. All right? It's more important now than ever before. Because first of all, T.O. has found other revenue streams. Kwame Brown had to take another route. He just didn't say nothing for 20 years. All right, but he took care of that 12-year run he had in the NBA. Took care of that money. He didn't buy Maseratis and all that other depreciation. He bought land. Okay, yeah. And then when they finally went too far, he came out and has tilted the landscape. So when you ask that question specifically, it never has went away. What we did was we neglected the alternative to capitulation. You see, And it goes all the way back to the brother that you know that I've worked with for over 30 years, Jim Brown.
Yes.
Jim is still here.
Yeah.
And you can't hardly watch anything. Matter of fact, the Muhammad Ali thing that's on PBS right now.
Yes.
My guy Keith David is the narrator.
I heard it. I
You
thought
see?
I was watching it yesterday in the cigar lounge. I said, Bobby's got people everywhere. God damn it.
That's my people, man.
Yeah.
So it's about just making better decisions about who we invest in emotionally and personally, and then be willing to kill or die for those principles.
How about that?
So that's really what it comes down to. There's models of possibility all over the place, but you have to dig a little deeper if it's us.
How do you teach young men today the concept of standing on your square?
You do it by example, foremost,
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And being willing to show some patience. Because the older I get, the more I just smile at how my circle, my elderly circle, just used to look at me and laugh. They said, you know what? You standing in your own light.
You standing in your own light. You understand?
You see, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Right.
But since they had the control, they didn't care if I got it right away or not, because they were going to be consistent with telling me the same thing. You don't get to go to the next grade till you pass this one. So when you ask that question, it's fundamental, all right? And you can't get overwhelmed by the fact that everywhere else you go, you're going to run into that kind of alternate energy, and which means you have to stay away from that kind of energy as much as possible. As much as possible, because it'll wear you down, and it can wear you out, you see. So I'm hopeful because of relationships I've formed in the last few years, including ours, which led to your son. You see how it goes downhill?
Right.
You know, that's what we're trying to create, is that momentum, man.
And that was the one thing that Jerry picked up on my son. He saw, like, okay, he come from a lineage.
Yeah.
He come from a solid piece of man.
It makes all the difference in the world, man.
Because Jerry's been dealing with brothers a long time, especially in the general manager position, bringing them into the organization.
Right.
And really, white America's scared of black men still. But the relationship that Jerry has been able to cultivate with black men such as yourself, it seems like he chooses kids along that same through line.
But it goes all the way back to his relationship with Elgin Baylor. See, he would tell anybody, Elgin Baylor had more impact on his life than any man, black or white. And so he's been accustomed to being around black men for 60 years of his life. And by the time he met me, he knew what to look for. Because it ain't your title, you know.
Come on,
none
Bobby.
of that shit, you know. Yeah.
By the time he met me, he knew what to look for. You understand?
Yeah.
I love it, Bobby.
Oh, it works to my advantage.
Yeah.
Because other than that, what do we have in common?
He's definitely the white version of you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
He definitely, he be cutting up like Bobby. He got, you know.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, they like two peas in a pod, man.
Yeah, that's
And
my guy,
I
man.
love to see y'all go back and forth.
That's my guy,
You
man.
know.
And you know we're gonna have him on the show because he's a boxing fanatic.
That's what you would tell him.
And we got some great fights coming up that we want to be able to maneuver into a situation where we feed into that event. For example, Bud Crawford is going to be fighting Sean Porter.
Yes.
And Victor Ortiz has a lengthy relationship all the way back to the Olympics with Sean Porter. They was on the same Olympic team together.
Really? Okay.
And so I'm anticipating being able to interview Sean. I interviewed Sean when we did the pilot for Counterpunch with Russell Peters. And we just didn't get a chance to, you know, go full force with it.
Right.
So I'm expecting to be able to get an interview with him. And my herb guy, my bush doctor, Russell Harrison, is from Omaha, Nebraska originally.
That's the guy that keep you COVID free.
Man, what are you talking about, man?
Come on, Bobby.
You better tell him, man. I was on the tennis court the other day, man, they hate to see me coming. The champion's here, the champion's here. And then I go out there, man, and I hit them shots that'll have them going. And I said, y'all keep on.
That's why I'm never gonna play you again, Bobby.
Well, I'm gonna keep reminding them that, you know, that shit that happened 6 years ago. Was it 6 or 7?
Bobby, just
7 years
jump shot
ago.
was
It was 7
good.
years.
My jump shot was good, Bobby. That's all.
So we was tied 5-5. I put up my Sam Jones and it rimmed out. And you knew.
Because it was a Sam Jones. Then I hit it with the ZoWhat.
No. What happened was you realized, because you hustling got that ball. I was trying to beat it to you. You're like, no, I got to get this one and get this shit over with, boy, because this boy trying to beat me.
Hey.
Okay.
Let me just be honest. When Bobby scored those first $2, I said, oh, hell no. I'm gonna have, wait a minute. Hold on. I said, I got to play some real defense. Bobby said, you ain't never played
Never.
I had to play some defense now.
Never. Huh?
Bobby, I said, damn, we tied 5-5. What the fuck?
Man, you said, look, I got to make this one go. And he hit that one. And I had one more other shot, and I rushed that one, and you like, this shit's over. And I didn't get out there on you fast enough. Right. And that was it, yeah. And then you went over and bent over like you were praying. Because you were through.
I was winded, I was gassed. Bobby was running around there like a rabbit. I said, God damn, give me some of that water, Bobby. I need that water, man.
Yeah. So this is an opportunity again, man, to stay connected, you know, to the circle that we formed. What? I'm still crossing them up, man.
Still crossing them up.
I'm still crossing them up, man.
I did not expect that shit.
Oh, boy.
I got to play for real.
Yeah.
Bobby took his shirt off, had a wife beater on. I said, oh, damn. That shit about to be bad.
Woo!
Hey, hey, that shit was a wonderful time, brother.
Well, this is even a better time, man, because what people don't understand about relationships that matter, you run into life. Yeah. And sometimes you overlook telling people some things that are affecting your behavior because you're still trying to process it yourself. Right. And that's when things can go south. Right. We went through that. Yeah. Corey and I went through that. You and Corey went through that. Yeah. And what people do is they're forming an opinion because since they already messed up, they don't want to see nobody else happy no way.
Look at that.
You see, so what we've had to do was figure out what's important. Right. And that part they don't get to see.
Man.
You see.
Speaking of that, Bobby, people be reaching out to me all the time, sending me video clips of Aries Spears, and they'll be like fans of the show, fans of the 5150 show, maybe fans of this show, and they'll be like, yo, man, Zoe Williams needs to come in here and put hands on you again, and you talking crap. Listen, man, like people don't really understand, like, even the moment that shit happened, I was apologetic.
And unnecessarily so.
But for me, apologetic because I feel like
you got that, you know, that savoir-faire thing going, you know, and you didn't want to tarnish your savoir-faire-ish image.
You know, savoir-faire-ish.
You see?
According to Murfreesboro, savoir-faire-ish.
No,
I love that.
It's according to just right and wrong, because if you watch that show in its entirety, none of that was your fault. None of it.
And okay, except for when I lose my control.
No, he didn't. No, when that man crossed the line, see, there's a space between us. Right. And you don't never see the physical aspect of it, but you feel it. Right. So if the closer I get to you, your eyes start opening up. Yeah. Because you're too close. Yeah. And then by the time you stick your finger in my face, it's getting ready to be some whole code red. All right. Now, there were several build-ups to that during the show. And I'm noticing your body language changing, and I'm saying, you know what? I hope this don't happen, but I'm not going to be surprised. And by the time you gave the verbal warning, it was already too late. It was too late. Because he was already way out of bounds. All right. And by the time you say, man, I ain't going to take too much more of this. you know, you was done then.
Right.
And then he stepped it up. And by then, all that kung fu shit kicked in, and it was like,
somebody get Bobby. But even now, I would love to reconcile with that brother.
well, it's
Because
nothing.
I think it's needed.
No, if only way there could be a reconciliation is if he picked up the phone and for the first time did the magic thing, and that is admit that he was wrong. That's all on him, man.
Right.
See.
But I'm a firm believer that.
You want the symbolic shit, y'all go for it. I don't play that symbolic shit, man.
But I don't want nothing symbolic, Bobby.
But that's
I
what
want
if
you to
he
sit down
don't
and talk
call,
to the man
well
and
then he
shake
got
his hand
then he need to make
and
the
apologize
well, he
for
need,
my part. Look at Bobby. Bobby's a big brother for real. He said, "Man, you did the right thing, little brother." That's Bobby. Little brother, Zo. That's
No, you had a. Only thing you should apologize for is not walking out.
There we go. Give me that, Bobby.
You can do that. You can apologize for not walking out.
I should have walked out.
But now you had two options, and you exercised one of them, and both of them was available.
No, you picked an option now.
I've been cool with either one of them.
Right.
You see,
But for me, I think the option I chose was the wrong option.
like I said,
And Michael Colyar that was just here, he did the damn ZoWhat morning show and brought me a gift the same year, and it was a pair of boxing gloves. And he, you know, he's a comedian. He want to make jokes. He said, I wanted to bring you some gifts. And he brought in a pair of boxing gloves. I said, come on, Mike, don't do that. But everybody has their opinion about Aries. But you know what I think? I think this situation between him and I has matured him.
well, it won't mature him until he does the one thing that sets it straight. See, everything else is him trying to, you know, walk around the edge of it. You know, now you gotta just, man, my uncle told me a long time, he said, the mark of a man is the willingness to admit when he's wrong.
That's fair.
See, because then if somebody still, you know, holds something against you, it's you done transferred it. You see what I mean? Because you done claimed your part of it.
Right.
But in this instance, there's nothing for you to do, man. But just wait on him to come to his senses and say, look, bro, I shouldn't have never did that. Right. Because I know just from how this shit played out, how it started. And that started with his false perception of who he is.
And who
I'm Aries Spears. Who are you? I ain't seen you on television. I don't know. You are nobody. See, when people start getting into that self-aggrandizement, it can lead you down a primrose path.
Right. And of course, and people don't understand how we set up radio shows and how we produce radio shows and, you know, lanes. People have lanes, people have roles. You know, my lane has always been the voice of reason.
Yeah.
You know, Bobby come in with the old school wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got
Cantankerous, you know.
cantankerous, but we love it.
Sometimes
right?
obstinate.
Yeah, but that's a lane, right?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Right. So on the 5150 show, my lane was always the straight guy. I'm setting Corey up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm an alley-oop Corey, so Corey could be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey don't need nobody to be funny, but in a radio context or in a podcast context, it's better when he got people around him that set him up so he can just bing, 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 and be him.
Well, first of all, props to Corey for telling the world that he's going to choose who he rolls with. Because he created an opportunity for me, you, Darlene, to, you know, just bleed into his platform organically.
Right.
And he had the perception to do that.
He saw that combination.
Because Jamie Foxx didn't want that.
Right.
That show was supposed to be an extension of the 51. I mean the
Speedy's Comedy Corner.
Now Sirius XM gave him the foxhole.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was gonna use that as a pipeline to blow his people up. But the public said, no, we like that big old boy from Chicago. You remember when everybody was at the round table in the beginning of Sirius XM, Foxhole. Yeah. And the audience found Corey.
Right.
And then by the time he got a show, they were still trying to exert pressure on him to fill up them seats around him.
Right.
And of course, no, I already know who I'm gonna put on this show.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Cause you had your own show at the
My
time.
show was on
But
for a
he
year
made
and
the
a half
decision.
before he got his show.
That's what I'm saying. But he made the decision and said, you know what? I need that brother's energy right there.
Yeah.
And that was his, genius to know the chemistry, because he had relationships and he done watch. He always bragged about how he watched people.
Right.
He had done watch this. I knew Corey through Jay Lamont.
Right.
And we met like that. I didn't kiss his ass and I wasn't gonna kiss. I told him, I said, look at me, you gotta be careful about kissing people's ass, man. You be done died before they did and you kissed all that ass for nothing.
Right.
So I ain't gonna have to get down with you like that. Right. So he saw all of the elements that he was looking for and he put them together even though he was catching big hell from the network.
Right.
You see what I mean? And I'll always give him credit for that. But it allowed us to begin to formulate our own relationships. We've had these conversations on and off air. I didn't trust your ass.
Yeah, I remember that. Bob,
Yeah, I didn't trust you.
Bobby was coming at me strong on the air. I had to talk to Bobby up there like, hey, man, what the fuck, man? Like,
I said, man, I got nightmares about Chattanooga niggas, man. Come on, man.
I said, Bobby, hey, Bobby, I've been in California since I was a kid, Bobby.
But it was oozing out of you, man.
I said, Bobby, you can't just stereo. And that's been one of the biggest problems I've had too.
So you didn't even know that you were carrying that.
I didn't know.
You
Like,
know,
I had to
yeah.
go talk to my uncle. Y'all niggas some Chattanooga niggas. You got some energy on you. I don't know. I met a nigga from Murfreesboro. They said, where's Murfreesboro? I said, nigga, it's in Tennessee. This nigga said I got some Chattanooga energy on me, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. But I did, damn it. I knew. And so, and just to kind of keep this in some framework,
Right.
it's the process, And at the end of the day, you find out what's important.
Yeah.
And you get tested, and then you become battle tested.
Right.
And then you can bring up the word trust.
Right. And I think that's how we built our trust.
We had to go through it.
We went through it, and then we were like, oh, okay, it ain't really that.
No, and it ain't this.
Right.
So let's get out of our own way.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Get out of our own way, man.
And I think that's a template that we can lay out.
That's what we're doing as we sit here right now.
Yeah, for youngsters to be able to say, all right, man, shit, I misjudged you, or I looked at you
There
wrong.
it is. Yeah.
Because again, like I said, in radio, we got these lanes. You
Right.
stay in a lane.
Right.
And then the observer who's watching it
Right.
says, that's who that guy is. No, that guy's in a lane. On the show, he's in the lane.
Yeah.
Now, if you see him, like you said, on Pico,
Right.
he not in that lane no more.
No.
That's the whole him. That's not the lane he playing for a specific show.
Right.
And then those lanes change based on, are you the two guard in the show or are you the point guard in the show?
Right.
The two guard in the show, you get to talk.
Right.
The point guard, you get to set people up
Right.
to talk. So
We can use, my experience within the framework of the ZoWhat Morning Show and the Mansion Show. I did not know how to communicate to you my frustration with the format.
right.
You see, because you would allow, because of your relationship with these folks before I even knew them, to just talk over me and that kind of shit, and I would be sitting up there.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, don't listen to Bobby. Bobby lying now. Bobby will pull me to the side. I done got pulled to the side 30, 40 times. Now, listen now. Hold on. See, you let your friends talk, and then they cut me off now. Come on. Okay, Bobby, I'm going to manage it better. I'm going to manage it better, Bobby. Give me a shot here.
Yeah, but I had done ran out of patience, man, and I had to check myself. This is not the Bobby Glanton Smith show. So however it plays out, it's not my position
Right.
to lose my cool.
Right.
And let the people that's watching this shit, because over a period of time, people would pick up on that body language. They'd be like, that boy's
See,
on
because
board.
Bobby wrote a book called Real Men Don't Play. And Bobby ain't playing.
Man.
He not. So, Bobby talking about Jeff, all right? Jeff would talk a lot, and I done had conversations with Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff is my brother. I love Jeff.
And I do too, man. But I learned that Jeff would have to come on my show where I could cut his mic off to deal with it.
Jeff is like that old school Superman.
Yeah.
He need a running start before he get his point, before he can take off.
Yeah.
But Jeff is an amazing
Man, he's got a great heart. He's a good dude. It's just like I said, all of those things.
Man,
and that's why.
a great comic.
He is, and a tremendous writer.
Man,
tremendous
a lot of people
writer.
don't know how dope Jeff is.
And he's good with his hand.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Yeah. But it was too much going on in my life. I was doing too much stuff for free.
Right.
Okay. And I needed every moment to try to sell some books and figure out how do I, begin to master my craft. We learn from each other.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? And that was a part of the learning curve. So I want you to understand, Jeff, this is not a form of criticism because I'm assuming my responsibility.
Yeah.
I can't walk into somebody else's house and start running the kitchen.
Right, because
You see what I mean?
Jeff is my two guard. Jeff
Right.
He got free reign.
Right.
I said, Jeff, I need you to help me to police this, the round table, Jeff.
Right.
You got to help me. And Jeff be like, man, but I got so many thoughts.
Right. So that's what it has become so important about this phenomenon that we've been a part of because we were able to merge generations.
Right.
And distribute that to a population that had not seen men sit around and do more than talk about the perfunctory things that you typically talk about.
Right. Right.
And so we just need to do more of that and then, begin to expand our network of folks that you ain't got to change them.
Right.
And they bringing something to it that adds to the momentum.
Right.
You see, so that's really what it's all about, Zoe, and I'm just so grateful, man, to know that we have that kind of relationship where we can talk about it on the phone or we can talk about it in here.
And we can talk about it here. We be at the cigar lounge talking crazy. Bobby say, hey, Zoe, take me home. I said, all right. I said, all right, Bobby, shit.
Because I had begun to learn instead of just sitting up in there and getting on boil.
Yeah.
Because that's your folks. You see what I mean?
Hey.
See, that's your people over there, man.
I said, okay.
And I didn't want to make your spot hot for you.
No.
Because I'd already done it because some of them cats didn't already notice that I ain't really trying to sit up in here.
Let me tell you something about Bobby real quick. You can't be fancy. Bobby gonna let you know you're being fancy. No. And you can't go nowhere where Bobby don't know somebody. It's a dude at the cigar lounge. We call him something totally different. Bobby came there and called that nigga by his government. Listen here, Marcellus. I said, what? Your name is Marcellus? He said, don't come in here talking crazy to me. I said, Bobby, who are you talking to? Bobby said, I know this man.
And he's putting on a show for y'all.
And I just shut the fuck up and said, I let Bobby know these people, man. Bobby know everybody in the city that's doing something. And I was in there trying to act a certain kind of way. Bobby was like, oh, not up in here. I said, oh shit, Bobby, here we go.
But I was wrong for doing that because that ain't my house, man. And that's what I mean. I'm learning, to regulate myself. The great John Wooden said, discipline yourself and others won't have to.
Hey, I remember the first time you met Freeze Love.
Yeah, that didn't go well either. But then, man, that's my boy, man.
I love Bobby for this. I said, Bobby, man, that's Freeze Love, dog. You can't just talk. Freeze Love is a real nigga. You can't just talk to Freeze.
I don't know Freeze Love. But
I don't remember exactly what you said.
The energy was cool, though, because if you get past that first bump in the road, we had so much in common because he was a craftsman.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean? And a great father.
Yes.
So the moral of this story is...
And Freeze is a spiritual man, too.
Well, you see, we ain't never had no more problem once we got past that first... And that's typical, man. Most of my lasting friends started in conflict.
Yeah.
Because we come from a world of conflict.
Right.
And the last person that trusted, it's not that everybody else don't trust black males. Black males don't trust black males.
That's why...
But black men do.
Say it again. Talk about the difference, Bobby.
The difference between the males and the men's is this wide. Because a man again, will admit when he's wrong.
When he wrong.
Okay. A male,
Will make excuses.
not only that, man,
Blame.
they go out of their way to sabotage your life.
Yeah.
Because somebody eventually come back and tell you how they really feel about you.
Right.
You're like, really? Oh. And there's people to this day that I don't even entertain interaction with them because I know how they feel about me. Because people like to spread gossip. Man, that nigga said this and that about you and this and that and all that. I'm like, really?
Right.
So when he come around, people like to come around me, man, I can't shine with them, man. You know?
I'm gonna tell you, one of the greatest lessons I learned from you amongst the billions of lessons, Bobby said something to me one day and it resonated. Like me and Bobby had our rough times, but when he said this one thing, it all came together. Bobby thanked me. And it's not because I did something for him or he did something for me. It wasn't that. Bobby simply said, thank you for letting me be myself. I said,
that's so important.
That's the key to Bobby right there.
Yeah.
Let Bobby do Bobby and everything good. And once I learned that, shit was great, man. I said, man, that's Bobby, man. And Bobby's my guy, so I'm going to roll with Bobby. So Bobby being himself, I'm going to come to the, hey, that's Bobby, nigga. Let Bobby do what Bobby gonna do, and we good. I had to tell the motherfuckers at the lounge. I said, hold on, he with me. They was like, who let Bobby in here? He's with me. Zoe, that's your man? Yeah, that's my guy. Bobby's with me, goddammit. And now, Bobby can fall through that motherfucker anytime, and ain't nobody gonna say shit, because they know Bobby with Zoe. So, once he told me that motherfucker said, thank you for letting me be myself, I said, okay, that's the key to Bobby. That's the key to Bobby.
Well, look, man, I'm headed out here to Oxnard to see Corey.
He's out there tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He gonna be out there all weekend, man.
Oh, dope.
And maybe we'll run back out there before the weekend is over with.
Okay.
And that's gonna be a tough drive. And
Oxnard drive, bro.
And I gave you 30. I didn't realize as late as it is, man. But you know his manager, Maurice.
Yeah.
Man, that's a cool brother, man.
That's a solid brother.
That's a cool brother,
Yes,
man.
yes,
you know,
yes.
and so I'm gonna bounce,
Hey,
man.
man, be safe, brother. I love you, man, and we'll talk soon.
You see how we said that at the same time?
Exactly, man.
Give my mic, Bobby.
That's Uncle Bobby, y'all.
Au revoir.
Listen,
All right.
man, I try to put people on here, man, that's going to give you something, that's going to make you feel something, that's going to make you understand. Listen, we all flawed, fucked up people.
Bobby, don't leave with the mic.
But, Bobby, give us that microphone, Bobby. Don't leave with that mic on.
I didn't need to, be echoing all the way down, cussing on the phone.
Listen to me, y'all. We all are works in progress, okay? And everybody makes mistakes, and everybody is flawed. This is why I was watching the fucking, somebody tagged me in something Aries said and all of this and that, and he was talking about his interview with Riza Islam, and man, I got to be honest with you. I don't want no beef with nobody. Even when, I'm part of the problem. I really want to reconcile and make peace with everybody. And the reason why is because every morning I wake up, number one, I feel blessed, because I be like, I'm not in a fucked up situation. It feels so good to wake up and you not in a fucked up situation. I walk into the kitchen, I be like, get some tuna fish, there's some tuna fish. I got them little special crackers. You know them crackers that got the vegetables in it? What? Oh, Lord, them crackers they little fancy crackers and they got vegetables in it.
They got vegetables.
I don't know what to call them, but they got bell peppers and all types of
In the
in the cracker.
Is it like the Triscuits?
I don't know if it's quite a Triscuit, but it's some bougie. It's from Sprouts, I think it is.
Oh, I don't know about them.
Yeah,
I
and
know
you dip that in the rosemary tuna fish, rosemary and dill. Then you get that red rooster.
You put that on there?
And you sit back and you turn on your television. I'm blessed.
Hey, so,
Yo,
I want you to meet a brother.
bring him in here.
Fellow Tennessean. He's out of Memphis. You think
Another Tennessee brother. What up, Milwaukee? Come on, man. I'm Zo, man.
get him backed up and he'll take you the rest of the way home, man.
Come on. Who is this man?
That's David Jordan Jr. out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Man, this is a live show. Bobby just walked you. You know Bobby don't give a fuck. Thank you for letting me be myself.
Hey, can I go to the restroom right quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Man, set me up for the okie doke.
Bobby wild as hell. Hey, put this dude on your show, man.
Oh,
That's what Bobby do.
he got a nice little shape to him.
But let me just say, man,
A nice shape.
listen, man, I wake up though, I feel blessed, but I also look at the world and I be like, shit crazy.
Yeah.
Shit crazy. Not only is shit crazy, right? Are people tripping? In this moment, right now, because of social media, everybody got a platform, everybody got a voice, everybody got something to say for the sake of saying it. It's almost like you, in order to grow your platform, you gotta be contentious and contrary and against. Okay, be contentious, be contrary against the powers that be. Let's not be contentious and contrary against each other. You hear me say this a lot. Dr. Mark Goulston said, your partner is supposed to stand with you in public, stand up for you when you can't, and then stand up to you in private. We got beef, close the doors. Let's deal with that behind closed doors. Oftentimes, this social media, this YouTube, this is how you get views, controversy, drama, shit talking. This is how you get views, right? But you know how I built my platform? I built my platform on information, not shit talking. Not video battling. I built it on information. Some dude was like, you know, Zo talking relationships now. Then that means you must have just got hip. I started radio in 2006 with Jamie Foxx and the Foxhole. By 2008, I had my own show on Foxhole Radio. Just take that seat over there, brother. Don't listen to Bobby. Bobby just throwing you out here, got you looking crazy. Don't worry about Bobby. But do you understand what I'm saying? I had to build it. Marcus King gave me the shot. What did Marcus King say? He said, Zo, what kind of show you want to do? I said, man, I was a former music executive. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about, I listed about 6 things I could talk about. Marcus King said, nah, nigga, you can't talk about all that. He said, the shit you do on the basketball court with us, where you break down everybody's relationship, these motherfuckers used to come to the basketball court, used to be for basketball. Then it turned into, hey man, I need you to talk to my wife. The shit you told me about us last week, she didn't hear that shit. She don't know you, but I'm finna call her right now. Babe, the dude that be out here breaking down our relationship, he here today. Yeah. Baby, tell him your name and your zodiac.
And your zodiac. What time was you
Marcus
going
was
out?
like, yo, man, I want you to do the relationship shit. So you know what I did? It's 2006. You know what I did? I went to Amazon and bought 60 of the highest ranked relationship topics, books bought all of those books, read them all, critiqued them all, and was like, I don't agree with this shit. I don't agree with that shit. Then I went to UCLA because I was studying this professor, this relationship scientist up there by the name of Thomas Bradbury. Went up there, got his motherfucking textbook. They had a textbook. It was 300-400 pages, and that was for the class he taught at UCLA. That shit was $120. I went and got that motherfucker, dissected that shit, you know, saw some cold shit in that. So what I'm trying to say is I built my platform off of information. Let me get into this relationship lane and really do it. Not play with it, really do it. And from that, we had Iyanla Van Zant on the show. From that, Freeze Love, my brother from Pasadena, me and Freeze Love, we brothers, man, and I love him to death. Freeze Love connected me with Joy DeGruy and got Joy DeGruy on the show, right? From that, we go get Dr. Mark Goulston. From that, we go get Dr. Alan Berger. We started getting some of the top people in this game, and this is 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, all the way up till today. I built my platform not on talking shit about people, not criticizing people, not coming at niggas. I built it on knowledge, on information. And the more information I got, the more destitute I saw our community. Our community is destitute when it comes to spiritual knowledge, spiritual currency. And relationship is all spirit. It's all spirit. You get a fuck nigga because there's some fuck shit in you.
My Lord, my Lord.
Right? You got fuck shit going on in you. Right? I start working with Dr. G. Dr. G goes, shit, Zo. I ain't never seen a natural therapist, but maybe you're one. Because you take the concepts that we use in clinical psychotherapy and then you make them spiritual, and we're not taught, you know, education is a separation of science and spirit. It's not the same thing. So I've been working on this shit a long time. And when I look at the internet and the state of things and what is popular and what keeps your attention, sometimes my people get mad at me because I call it out. One of my prayers in the morning is, when I'm praying to Eshu, is I say, don't turn the people against me and let me not be against the people. And what that means is real simple. If I reprimand you, it doesn't mean I'm against you. It means I'm in my lane. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And as I look at the overall mosaic of black people, we're disaggregated, we're disunified, we always talking shit about each other, clowning each other. That's why I said in Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors 5, I said you can't stunt on white supremacy, but you stunt on niggas. How you gonna have on a motherfucking Gucci belt talking shit to the heir of Gucci? They'll be like, that's all you got is the belt? Get your broke ass out of here, nigga. Wearing the symbols of my household. You can't stunt on white supremacy.
And it was so 2 seasons ago.
Come on, my nigga. But we stunt on each other. Every time, at every turn, we stunt on each other, man. That's why I brought Bobby in here today, just to talk about the real shit, man. Me and Bobby, man, Bobby been on me, man. He be on me. And early in our relationship, he was like, you fuck with that nigga? You know, Bobby wasn't cool with me. But then he really got to know me and he understood. And then he got to know me as a father and he saw me with my kids. He was like, oh, okay, this is a different kind of nigga. So the respect was gained because he saw me outside of the context of the radio. So I'm just gonna say to all of y'all, man, I'm not perfect. I don't do a lot of shit right. But I am doing some good work. Like tangible work, right? I got 4 books. The Relationship Dismount, the Holographic Relationship, and real soon, because we done with the Shrouded Lighthouse, and that motherfucker beautiful. Lord have mercy. Lord. That motherfucker beautiful. The Shrouded Lighthouse is gorgeous. And the information is solid, right? Dr. Alan Berger wrote the preface. Mayumi McKinley wrote the back cover quote. These are psychotherapists. Yesterday in the master class, Dr. Berger said, "So, The Shrouded Lighthouse is the best book you've ever written." He was like, the man brought me into his practice. Like, come in here, man. You got to help this couple. I'm not helping them because I know everything. No, I'm helping them because I fucked up a lot. And I guess my gift is to take my fuck-ups and see it in such a way and frame it in such a way that it can help other people. So this is not coming from no perfect shit. This is coming from I've failed probably more than the average motherfucker, and I've taken responsibility for my failures, and I've tried to turn those failures into stepping stones of wisdom. So I'm just gonna say it right now. If you don't have your copy of theshroudedlighthouse.com, The Shrouded Lighthouse, the book, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com, pre-order now. We're only pressing up about 2,000 copies, so it's a very limited run. They're gonna be gone. They said, "Zoe, you're gonna make an audiobook version for us truck drivers." I promise I'm gonna try to get to it. I've been holding this one. I'm gonna tell y'all. Don't tell Bobby. And it was just my luck. Nigga cut this video up and sent it to Bobby right before the show was even over. I'm gonna ask Bobby to ask Keith David to voice it. If we could get Keith David to do the voice, the audio. Come on, Keith. Bobby, please. Bobby. Hey, Bobby. I'm gonna ask Bobby to ask one of his famous friends to do the shit because, yeah, I could voice it, but I'm not an interesting voice. I want Keith David. I want to hear my shit, Keith David. And then the Shrouded Lighthouse. And all of us have 2 sides.
Oh my goodness.
You know, if I get James Earl Jones in the fucking Darth Vader voice.
Okay. Don't forget about Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman got a good voice.
Morgan Freeman?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, one of these old niggas, one of these old famous brothers. That shit would be fire. Somebody said, have Bobby do it. Hey. Bobby be done changed the words.
Okay. What did
I
say?
don't want to say this shit. So, what? The fuck is this, man? I'm from Murfreesboro. We don't be using these kind of words and things.
Okay.
Bobby be mad as hell. But let me just say, man, my journey has been long, and I got a lot of teammates. Jeff Brown is my teammate. Me and Jeff Brown, we about to do the Neverland record. Neverland, we about to do that shit. I talked to Jeff last week. We about to record that shit. Me and Ray Grady, we're definitely about to do. Our stuff got slowed up because of his the TV show stuff he was doing. What is that, Husband?
The Real Husband, something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Right. So, you know, Grady was tied up with that. So now we about to get on track to do that. So I'm telling everybody to join my Patreon. Just Google Zoe Williams Patreon. Join the Patreon because that's the only place you're going to be able to find, you know, the No Class show with me and Ray Grady. Let me say again, Freeze Love, that's my brother, man. I love that man to death. We was rhyming together. I was 16, he was like 24. You know, Freeze had already been to the, you know, been in the military and all of that. Shoot, you know, I'm just saying, man, I love all the people I met through this, you know, this vehicle. And all I'm saying is, we're gonna have to work together, man, especially in the coming months, in the coming years, shit is about to get even weirder. That's why I say the work that I'm doing, at least in my lane for relationships, maybe it'll help people. Maybe it'll help people. Listen, tomorrow is the second module for Come to Mesus. If you haven't had your Come to Mesus moment, now's the time to do it. Sign up right now. Go to www.cometomesus.com. Sign up right now. Put in that code, ZoLive21. You get 70% off. Sign up right now. Sarah!
Yes?
Where can they find you, honey?
Oh my God, you can totally find me on Instagram. But it's me, I'm over your shoulder.
Now wait, hold on. There she is.
That was my other hair, don't worry about it.
Hey,
it's a
eyelashes.
situation.
Fan us with them eyelashes.
It's my come hither.
Now, Bobby introduced this brother. Come on over here, brother. You here now, so come on over here. I don't know what the fuck Bobby. Hey, Zo, this man I just met outside in the lobby, put him on the show and let him carry you all the way through. That's what Bobby.
I'm telling you, the boy is good.
The boy good. I met him 35 seconds ago. Use that microphone, bro.
Oh, turn it on.
Just tell the people who you are and what you do and why Bobby brought you here.
All right, well, my name is...
My name is Fuck Your Mic.
my name is David Jordan Jr. I'm editor-in-chief and founder of Ishay Magazine. It's an international digital publication which I launched almost 8 years ago. And it's strictly digital, specializing in factual information, number one. And then from there, a perspective-based writing, whether it's entertainment, education, medicine, fashion, and the gear towards everything is allowing people to tell the story. So I go to the source, whether it's a person that was a part of something that happened, they did the thing, or they were there, rather than being biased in the presenting of information like so many media outlets do.
First-hand information.
Firsthand.
Huh.
And whether it's of a historical context or if it's something else that is happening. Like, I'm not going to be a person as a journalist that's going to report on something I would have no way of even being there or haven't been there, just basing everything off of everybody else.
So what platform is it going to be through?
It's it's a website, and then it's also can be found on social media at Ishay Magazine, but the website is ishaymagazine.com. And
What was the name of the magazine, Living Single, that Khadijah was running?
that was Flavor.
That was Flavor Magazine.
If you didn't know that, I was about to make
Come on, man.
real magazine.
It's Flavor, man.
Because you didn't know.
You out here bullshitting, boy.
Yeah, no, it's real, man.
So
Didn't know about Flavor.
this is about to be another medium for our voice.
Exactly, it's all about our voice. Okay. When I launched it, because in school, like I've studied communications and everything, and I saw that it was necessary. Right. All of our outlets that were media outlets over the years, they've changed. They're not even, black owned or anything in that perspective, and the information that comes out of it is almost cookie cutter. Everybody puts out the
What's
same
going to
thing.
happen if you get money? Are you going to change your mission?
Not at all.
Because money fucks shit up. You
No,
get some money and be like, listen here now, we don't want you to report this.
Yeah, no, that's why I want it. It's mine. Like, it's been an opportunity where I could have collaborated with somebody else and did something, but then that's going to change the content and the whole purpose of it. And a lot of people, especially when it comes to media and presenting information or different topics, they don't understand it. They think that, okay, I got to...
if you tell the truth, they coming for you.
Oh, yeah.
But he's serious. He even wearing black, so he all about it.
This is, I've been a fan of good journalism over the years, and I've seen how it's changed. And my thing is, when it comes to information with everything dealing with black people all over the world, it's only one particular type of thing that's put out. But there are a lot of people besides, the quote-unquote celebrities that are doing great things that people don't know about. And my aim is, like, our motto is your life, your words, your thoughts.
How you going to make money?
We do it through advertising. sponsorships, and partnerships.
So you're gonna need the people to support it,
Yes,
right?
people to support.
So you can maintain your independence, because remember, getting money, because oftentimes black businesses, what black businesses like to do is build something up and then sell it.
Right. That's what so many do. That's why we don't have anything.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in order to maintain its autonomy, you're gonna need the people to support it, and then the people may have to do what they've done here, which is become the advertisers.
Exactly. Like, it's essential.
I want to see you do it.
That's I've been building. I've been blessed to connect with great people. Just like I met Bobby the other night. It was random. I'm not gonna say random. It was supposed to happen.
No,
that
Bobby
way.
random. And in a divine way, Bobby just like now, like he knew that I would be into what you're talking about, and that's why he said, "No, don't worry about it. Go on in there and put the mic on."
Yeah. And we got to talking. Had done some of the same things with some of the same people unknowingly, but as we continued to talk, we saw a common ground in that. And then the fact that he was from Tennessee, didn't know that. We even had on, it was crazy as it was, we had on the same colors that night.
Oh, he's wearing black.
Okay, well there it
Like
is.
the same colors.
There it is.
Hey, don't-
people
I had
in the
on
chat
black and
are
red.
Saying, how do you spell the name of your business?
It's ESHE, and that's Egyptian, and it means life.
Huh?
So it's ESHEmagazine.com.
Nice.
And then on Instagram and Twitter, it's ESHE.
I need everybody to follow him. Go to Instagram and Twitter. Follow him right now. Show your support. Follow him right now.
Oh, this is nice.
Thank you.
Sarah, look at all
Thank
this
you.
nice.
Well, this nice
we
right
have
here.
readers and subscribers in over 100 countries. And like I said, the content is for the people. It's brought by the people and it's for the people. And my thing, I know anything that I may have an interest in, other people have interest as well.
Right.
And I like to present it in a way where they can,
Our chat room is crazy. Somebody said, if he's Gemini, I'm going to pass out.
No, I'm not Gemini, I'm a Sagittarius.
That's the opposite of Gemini. Now, this was going to cook your noodle.
Uh-oh.
What's your birthday?
November 23rd.
That's my son's birthday. My youngest son.
Lord,
Really?
Lord.
No, it ain't. That ain't his birthday. I done forgot my baby birthday.
It's
what's
some-
my?
it's
November
somebody's birthday.
24th.
It's still sad. It's still
Well,
sad.
he's on his birthday eve. That's good.
That almost fucked me up, but that is exactly 6 months from my birthday.
So what, you
May
want
23rd.
Oh,
Gemini.
okay.
Shit weird, man. Fuck it. The universe, man. Fractals and all types of weird Fibonacci numbers. Shit just line up.
It does. It always do. When you're doing good things,
Hey,
you'll connect with people to do the same.
I want everybody to support him right now. Go there right now. Let me know if people are signing up because they got their phones. They got their phones.
Phone is over.
All right, please, please, please support this brother. Support his magazine.
Follow him.
And let him know that you came with Zo. Say, Zo sent me here. Zo sent me here. Y'all set him up like that, all right? Hey, we about to tap out of here real quick. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm telling you, don't miss. Come to Mises. Tomorrow is Module 2 with Mayumi McKinley, LCSW. We talking about breaking generational curses. It's going to be big. Don't miss it. And let me just say this. Read your emails. You're going to get an email notification 15 minutes before we go live on Zoom. Read your email because the Zoom link is going to be in your email. All right? All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. This has been Zolo Manches with my crew. We out. Deuces.